Hi, my name is Liza, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we will be honoring the emotion of anger. A lot of the times, and recently, I just kind of had an epiphany that we may be bypassing a lot of our needs on the yoga mat as well as off the yoga mat. Many times when we go on this path, we simply want to be all light and all love. But in fact, when I found my yoga practice, I was not all light and all love. Far from it. I was quite embracing my own darkness and my own shadow because being a survivor, and not being validated, and as a survivor of abuse and trauma and not being validated in my family home, I needed to validate myself, and that involved me being very dark and wearing dark clothes and, just being in this essence of the shadow. And that's actually when I found yoga, and it was the ability for me to transcend whatever feelings that society, that my family, that people were saying I could not validate, I could not acknowledge. For the first time, those feelings were acknowledged in a righteous way, in a way where I could fully understand the wisdom behind these emotions and the wisdom behind these feelings. So we are going to do a core and heart opening practice, and I'm going to read you this passage from the Radiant Sutras by Dr. Lauren Roche. Close your eyes and imagine an expanse of terrible darkness surrounds you. No objects, no light, no moon, no stars. Nothing but blackness spreading to infinity. Do not shrink in terror. Do not turn away. Give yourself to the blackness. With no hope of light, surrender completely. Contemplating this feeling, merge with the mystery of night. In the merging of your feelings, in the acknowledging of your feelings, we are able to work through the feelings on the yoga mat in a healthy way and eventually gain wisdom so that when we step off the yoga mat, we will have the power to handle any obstacle that comes our way. So with that, and I hope this class serves you, let's go ahead and dive on into our practice. We are going to start warming up the core as well as the heart. Slowly bringing the feet mat distance apart. This is my new Faramon mat that I love, and I love that it has lines, so you'll be able to see my feet going around hips distance apart, but actually this is a little wider than hips distance apart, so I'm actually going to bring my feet a little bit more in. Draw the navel on in, lengthen from tailbone to the crown of the head, and then exhale, slowly roll all the way down onto the yoga mat. Go ahead, hug the knees in towards the chest and rock from side to side, coming into Uppanasana posture. Tracing circles onto the ceiling one way. And then in the opposite direction. Placing the feet on down to the yoga mat. Let's go ahead and take our hands, bring them together right underneath the flat bony part of our lower back, just so it's almost like there's a little cushion underneath our lower back. And if you want to bring them into a triangle shape, so first fingers are connected and thumbs are connected because that feels a little bit better, go ahead and do so. So whatever works, whatever feels good, and just be here. Notice a gentle stretch in the shoulder, especially if you have tight shoulders like me. Then I'm going to have you curl the tailbone slightly under, draw the navel on in, and send the rib cage to the spine. Go ahead, take a nice big deep inhale into the body. And exhale, sigh out, let go. Go ahead, Bend one knee, knee over hip, ankle in alignment with the knee, and then the other. From here, go ahead, extend the legs up if it feels good, but if it doesn't, you can keep the knees bent. And then slowly lower to about a point where you start to feel like this rumbling in your stomach. The abs start to work, you start to shake. And it's the first feeling of that fire waking up, the stoking of the fire. And then inhale, sweeping the feet up. And then exhale, releasing, and just go at your own pace. So you may think to yourself, what's the point of this? What does this have to do with anger, core, and heart? Well, sometimes, especially when we feel righteous anger or we get triggered, we feel it right in our gut. And it's that sensation that you're experiencing right now when you're lowering the legs and it's like, oh, this person just got under my skin. And then we raise the legs up. But just like how it comes and goes, the feeling of anger, no matter how long we hold, eventually is like a wave, like thoughts, like a lot of things in life. It eventually kind of releases, or it lightens its load on your thoughts or on your emotions for a little bit. So keep staying strong, stay with the sensation, stay with the emotion, don't run from it. Breathe into the physical body and exhale. Stay with me for 4 more breaths, breathing in and exhale. Inhaling and exhale. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, slowly reach the toes on up. See if we can bring the hands from out underneath the lower back. Place the feet onto the floor. Feel for the back of the heels with the fingertips, or simply just plant the feet so that when we press into the feet, lift the hips, our lower back feels nice and supported. Hug the inner thighs in towards one another. Maybe if you have it within you, interlace fingers underneath the lower body. Stay with the sensation, embracing all. No more running, but bring all your emotions to the yoga mat. This is a safe space to express it. 3 more breaths. Stay with me. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, slowly lower vertebrae by vertebrae, releasing the interlace of the fingers, and then hug the knees back in towards the chest. Rock and roll back to a nice comfortable seated position facing the front of your yoga mat. Let's go ahead and come on to the hands and knees for tabletop position as we continue to open up within the core and the lower body. So making sure that the finger, or I should say the hands, are slightly spread out, not overly spread out, but just enough where you feel yourself gripping into the yoga mat. Now let's play with sensation here. Let's see, I'm grounding in so deeply into the fingertips in the front of my hands that I can maybe lift. So all of a sudden I'm shifting forward. Beautiful. And then let's see, I can ground down through the base of the hands that I can lift my fingertips. And we're finding that balance right in between the two. So if you can lift either way, if you transfer the weight either way to the hands, they're nice and grounded. Gripping through the fingertips, firm the forearms in towards each other, draw the navel on in, shoulders over, I should say hips over the knees. Take a nice big deep inhale, reach the right heel back. And see if you can kick up as you open up in the heart. And exhale, draw the knee towards the nose, round and upper back, chin towards chest. Inhaling, reaching the right heel up and back. Keep the shoulders over the wrists as you open up in the heart space. And then exhale, continue to keep the shoulders over the wrists. Press into the fingertips, round in the upper back, chin towards chest. Last time, inhaling. And exhale. Inhale to reach the right heel behind you. And then go ahead, see if we can stack the right hip over the left, sending that left foot out like a kickstand. Can we send that right hand on up towards the ceiling? Hold, breathe. Stay with the sensation of holding. Take a nice big deep inhale into your emotions, into all that you feel. And exhale, go ahead, release back, release emotions, release everything. Bring the big toes together. Come into child's pose. Take a nice big deep inhale into your body. And exhale. Walk the hands all the way over to the right and feel a nice stretch from the left fingertips all the way to that left glute muscle. Breathing in. And exhale, go ahead, slowly walk the hands all the way over to the left, coming up onto the right fingertips. Breathing in. And sighing it out. Slowly walking the hands back through center. Coming into our child's pose, pretend that we're gripping into the yoga mat, and it's almost like we are gazing up at something, at wanting something. Maybe it's wanting to relieve ourselves from any anger, any frustration, but then it's work. So we grip into the yoga mat and we pull that heart forward like we're sending the yoga mat or trying to send the yoga mat behind us. We scoop the heart through the window of the hands, coming into a variation of cobra or upward dog. And then exhale, go ahead, coming to sit onto the heels of the feet. 3 more times. Inhale, gaze forward. See if we can hug the elbows in towards one another. Send the heart forward by pulling that energy back with the fingertips opening up in the heart space. And exhale. Breathing in. And sighing it out. Last time, inhaling. And exhale. From here, go ahead, slowly come back to tabletop position, grounding down through the fingertips, curl the toes under. Inhale, reach the left heel up and back as you send the heart forward and up. Exhale, keep the shoulders over the wrists, round in the upper back, chin towards the chest. Inhaling. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhaling out. Last time, inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale to reach the left heel behind you. Stack the left hip over the right. Open up in or on the left side of the body. Stay strong with me. Breathe, 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 breathe. Breathing into any fire you have, any emotion. Honoring the fire, acknowledging your emotions, not running from it, embracing it. 2 more breaths, breathing in and sighing it out. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. And release that left hand on down. Release the left knee on down. Bring the big toes together. Reach the right hand on up. And then thread the right hand underneath the left side of the body. Walk the left fingertips as far forward as possible. Or take a hold of the inside of that right thigh. Taking a moment to just feel a gentle opening in your heart space. Because anger is usually that outright emotion, but there's definitely emotions underneath the anger. Just like there's emotions underneath sadness. So to open up our heart and really understand what is behind all of this. Let yourself meditate on that as you breathe into your shoulders, into your upper body. And exhale out. And when you are ready, place the left hand in front of the face, sweep the right hand on up. Trace circles with the right hand forward, down, back, and up. And then back, down, forward, and up. And then release. Let's take that into the opposite side. Sweep the left hand up towards the ceiling. And then thread the left hand underneath that right side of the body, walking the right fingertips as far forward as possible. Breathing in and sighing it out. You're doing great. Stay with it. The practice is about to get a little bit more fiery, and then we'll come into a closing. Breathing in and exhaling out. 2 more breaths. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. Placing the right hand in front of the heart, sweep the left hand up towards the ceiling and release that left hand on down. Ground down through the fingertips, curl the toes under, press into the hands and feet, lift the hips up nice and high, and come into your first downward facing dog. Spreading through the collarbones like you're spreading the wings of your story. Really spread through the collarbones and the shoulder blades, and begin to pedal out the legs, bending through one leg, reaching through opposite heel. Walking your dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Begin to move in any way that feels good before we come into a variation of Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation. Actually, I'm going to say Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutation B. Take a nice big deep breath in and exhale. When you are ready, bring the big toes together, gaze to the front of your yoga mat, and begin to slowly walk the feet all the way to the front of the yoga mat. Bend on into the knees, ground down through the heels of the feet, bring the fingertips alongside the feet, sit back into your imaginary chair, and sweep the fingertips forward and up. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, sit a little bit deeper. Stay with the sensation. Stay with the fire. Take a nice big deep breath in. Clearing breath, open the mouth, sigh it out. Breathing in. Sigh it out. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Come to standing. Bring the hands together. Just reach the hands on up. Take a gentle baby back bend and exhale, swan dive all the way on down, forward, fold. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips or slide the hands towards the knees for a flat back. On an exhale, go ahead, release, step the left foot on back, the right foot is forward. Bend on into the right knee, release the left knee on down, hug the inner thighs in towards each other, sweep the fingertips forward and up. Let's come into a twist, which will get into the core as well as the heart. Bring the hands to prayer and see if you can hook the left elbow to the outside of that right leg, or bring that right hand to the hip, left hand to the right knee. Inhale, lengthen from tailbone to the crown of the head, and exhale, twist wherever you may be in this practice. All right, let's add some shamanic lion's breath. Inhale. Exhale, stick the tongue out. Sigh it out. Inhale. Exhale. Work your twist on your exhale. Last big deep inhale. Exhale. Press into the right hand, release it, twist it out, and release the right hand on down. Curl the left toes under if they're not already curled under. Make sure the feet are hips distance apart. Draw the navel in, come to rise. Reach the fingertips behind you in galloping horse. Stay grounded through the right heel of the foot. Inhale to sweep the fingertips forward and up. Exhale to release the hands on down. Release the left knee on down. Send the hips forward and back, rocking onto the right heel of the foot. And when you are ready, Go ahead, slowly bend on into the right knee. Ground down through the left fingertips. Sweep the right foot up and behind you. Come back in to this balanced posture. Stay nice and strong. From here, can you send the elbow towards the knee, knee towards the elbow? Inhale to reach. Exhale, elbow towards the knee, knee towards the elbow. Inhale to reach. 2 more times. Whew, and if you fall, I shouldn't say don't fall, I should actually say fall. If you fall, all good. Just come back in. Feel whatever it is you need to feel and keep going. Last big deep inhale. Exhale. And release that right hand on down. Come into plank pose. Hold your plank. Stay strong. Breathing in. Sighing it out. Last big deep inhale. Exhale, release the knees. Slowly lower the heart in between the hands and inhale into cobra. Rise through head, neck, and chest. Come on to the fingertips. Stay nice and light. Breathing in like you're slithering into your angry, but also righteous anger of cobra. And exhale, lower the forehead down. Inhale to rise through head, neck, and chest. And exhale to lower. 2 more times. Inhaling. And exhale. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. Ground down through the fingertips. Press up and back. You could take a child's pose, or you can find a downward facing dog. We're going to do the exact same sequence, opposite side. Pedaling out the legs, breathe, walking your dog, moving in a way that feels absolutely natural and good to you. Inhaling and exhale. Last big deep inhale. Exhale. Gaze between the hands, bring the big toes together. Ground down through the fingertips. Step, maybe even do a gentle hop, bending the knees and hopping on forward, nice and light. Bring the big toes together, a slight separation between the heels. Sit back into your imaginary chair, Utkatasana. Draw the navel on in, reaching the fingertips forward and up. But this time, it's like we're going to gather all our emotions, all our anger. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, let it go. Inhaling, Utkatasana. Exhale, let go. 2 more times. Exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Release. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Reach the hands on up. Exhale, interlace fingers behind you. Bring the feet hips distance apart. See if you can send the hips forward. Open up in the heart space. And exhale to fold, keeping the interlace of the fingers, bending the knees as much as you need to. Two more breaths. Last big deep inhale here. And exhale, release the hands on down. Step the right foot on back. Bring the right knee down to the yoga mat. And then sweep the fingertips forward and up, coming into Anjane. You can bring the hands to prayer, hooking the right elbow to the outside of that left leg, or placing right hand onto the left knee, left hand onto that, or I should say left hand onto the left hip. Go ahead, find your twist. Inhale, lengthen from tailbone to crown of the head. Exhale, press down into the left hand, shamanic lion's breath. Exhale, all it out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, lion's breath. Last time. Exhale. Beautiful. Release the hands on down to frame the left foot. Curl the right toes under if they're not already curled under. Make sure the feet are hips distance apart. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Reach the fingertips behind you. Rise like you're a cobra or a phoenix, rising from the ashes, staying strong. Keep that right heel over the toes so you can activate that right quadricep muscle. Stay strong. Inhale. Exhale, reach the fingertips forward and up. Beautiful. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. Release the hands on down to frame the left foot. Release the right knee. Rock the heel forward and back, getting into the hips. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. When you are ready, ground down through the fingertips, slide and kick that left heel behind you. Come into a variation of, and if you fall, it's all good. Readjust, and I actually love that I'm falling in front of you because it reminds me to stay humble. So keep that left hand up, reach through that left heel, and then maybe we can send the elbow and the knee together. Inhale to reach, exhale, bend. Inhale to reach, and exhale to bend. Twice more, breathing in, and exhale. Sighing, breathing in, and sighing it out. Beautiful. Release into your plank posture. Stay strong. Take a nice big deep inhale, press the floor away. Exhale, come up onto the tippy toes, knees, chest, chin. Inhale to slither on through into cobra, rising through head, neck, and chest. Maybe we can go ahead and press on through the fingertips and rise, or we can interlace fingers behind us, again, pressing through the tops of the feet as we rise through head, neck, and chest. Maybe we can even find locust posture by lifting the tops of the feet off the ground, Shalabhasana. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, breathing in and sighing it out. Last big deep inhale. Exhale, release. Bring that right arm into an L shape. Roll onto the right side, opening up in the chest. Keep sending that left foot up and behind. Breathe. Release any emotions that really just aren't serving you anymore. Release what you can control. Release any narratives, any past memories or hurt that also doesn't serve you on your journey to liberation and happiness and peace. Release it into the earth. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale, come back through center. Bring the left arm into an L shape. Come onto the right fingertips. And let me just move this. Let's go ahead and slowly reach that right foot up and over. Breathing into the left side of the body this time. Using the right fingertips like an anchor to open up in that left side. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, release. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and come into child's pose. The fire should have been a bit stoked. Ooh. Make sure I don't drag my mic pack along with me. So bring the big toes together. Allow the knees to be mat distance apart. Come to release on down. Take a moment to bow on down and reflect. Let go of all that does not serve you. From here, let's go ahead and come back into tabletop position. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, walk the left foot as far back as possible. Then maybe heel toe the right foot all the way over to that left hand, sliding that left heel, or I should say right heel, towards the left hip point. And if that doesn't feel good, you can always come to sit. Stack that right heel over that left or right side of the foot over the left knee. Walk it in closer, press into the fingertips, open up in the heart, sway from side to side. That's also an option. So whichever you choose, come into your variation of pigeon. Take a nice big deep breath in and exhale. Take a nice big deep breath in and sigh out. Slowly come out by bringing the knees back together. You can switch the legs if you have it on the opposite side, but step the left foot to the outside of that left hand and heel toe the left foot to the right hand, hooking that right heel on in towards, or I should say left heel in towards the right hip point. Again, if it doesn't feel good, send that left side of the foot onto the right knee. Sway, open up in the hips. Oof. This feels so good, especially at the end of a class where you're being a little bit more fiery, where you're opening up a little bit more in the heart. And just breathe, making sure that that right heel is behind you. See if you can almost internally rotate to really get in that hip flexor socket. Internally rotate in that right leg, inner right thigh, I should say. You don't have to over exaggerate it, but just enough to really feel that inner right hip flexor engaging. And when you are ready, go ahead, slowly sweep both legs in front. Ground down through the fingertips. My favorite core and heart opening reverse tabletop with lion's breath. So ground down through the fingertips, ground down through all four corners of the feet. Bring the feet hips distance apart. Press into the hands and feet. Lift the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press, lion's breath. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. Last time. Release. Come to lower on down. Scoot the hips over to the right. Allow the knees to fall over to the left. And feeling a nice extension from that right shoulder to the left hip. Let go. Breathing in and exhaling out. Slowly, as hard as it may be, scooch the hips over to the left, allow the knees to fall over to the right. Twisting out for the last time. Last big deep breath in and exhale. Slowly bring the knees together, bring the soles of the feet together, allow the knees to be hip, or I should say fall out to the side. But if that doesn't feel comfortable for you right now, you can take any position in Shavasana that works for you. Sitting, lying down traditionally, rolling onto the side, whatever calls to you. But if you're in this position, feel free to bring a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Take a moment to explore any emotions of residual anger, frustration, whatever it is. But maybe if you're ready to let go, you can imagine planting these emotions into the earth, this Mother Earth that is supporting you, and let her use this as fertilizer for something new, an awakening, a cause being born. Maybe it's a lesson that is craving to be learned or something that needs to be healed. But take a moment and just nurture yourself, imagining all these emotions flowing to the ground. Breathing in. Exhale, letting go. Taking a nice big deep breath in and exhale out. And only if you're ready to come out of this position to end your practice, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, moving in any way that feels good. But if you wish to stay here longer, you can go ahead and do so. You can roll onto your side. And press on up to a comfortable seated position when you're ready. I don't know if you heard that little snoring or that sigh of relief, but that was my cat Lalita. She's been sleeping this whole time. She's kind of half like in a daze, and she's like, I guess she felt the vibes too. Please know that your anger is not something to be bypassed, not something to judge or feel shameful of. It doesn't make you any more or less spiritual if you feel or don't feel anger. Anger is a human emotion that is part of your natural human makeup. And it is okay to sometimes be angry. It's not okay to let the anger be the lead decisions in the life we're cultivating and what we are manifesting on this planet. I thank you so much for practicing with me, and I hope to see you next time. So much love, so many blessings. Take care, and namaste.